Are you the thickest on IG?
No. Are you talking about the hashtag?
Yeah, that phrase, the thickest on IG. Are you the thickest on IG?
I don't think I am. You know what? When I first started social media, because I joined Instagram pretty late. I can't recall exactly what year Instagram started, but I've only had Instagram for a little over 2 years. So that's a lot later than most people join Instagram. So I think somehow when I first started Instagram, they told me to use hashtags. And I actually know the person that works with, or whose page that is, who has posted me on there before.
Oh, the Instagram page.
Yeah, the thickest on IG, Instagram, yeah. So when I went to go shoot for Show Magazine in LA, which is part of like the agency I work for, they work with thickest on IG. So that's the reason I even use that hashtag. Not because I think I am, because I know there's plenty of girls who are a lot thicker than me. And I definitely saw that here in Atlanta. So. And
you're from San Diego.
And I'm from San Diego. So. Yeah, no, I don't use that hashtag because I think I am that. But it's just, I think I kind of got used to using hashtags just for, to reach out to more people, basically, because that's how people search for pictures sometimes. So that's all.
What's your definition of the phrase thick?
Thick. I think, you know what? I would say curvy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be curvy. I think it's just, to me, thick is just basically well-proportioned. I think that's how I look at it, because women can be beautiful with small boobs or a small butt and big boobs or whatever, everyone's different. So I don't think there's a certain image of thick. I think it's just like well-proportionate,
Is thick a nice way of saying somebody's fat?
I guess that depends on who you're asking, I guess. I mean, me personally, I don't take thick as meaning fat. But for me personally, but I guess it's depending who you're asking or who's saying it, whether that's their definition of it. And what their definition of fat is, because my definition of fat might be different than the next person. So, yeah, so I think the definition of thick varies as to who's saying it, who it's being said towards, I guess. But me personally, I don't think thick is a negative thing, at least how I've used it. But I get why you would say that, because a lot of people say, it's like borderline fat, or, a lot of stuff on social media, like jokes about it. But I think it just depends on who it's coming from, because fat is one of those things that what I think is fat might not be fat to the next person, or vice versa, or, so it just kind of depends on everybody, I think. Different opinions.
Can one person look at someone and say, she's thick, and another person look at that same person and say, she's fat?
Yeah, because that's that person's opinion, I think. Like how I can say she's beautiful, or I personally think she's beautiful, and the next person doesn't think that person's attractive. So I think we all have different tastes, We all look at people differently. So I think it just depends on who we're asking.
Is thick a certain proportion or a certain size for one to be considered to be thick, or no?
Well, in general, I guess thick is just not really skinny. You know what I mean? More curvy, more meat on your bones, like they want to say, It doesn't necessarily mean it's in a certain place. Like, it doesn't mean you have to have a big butt or big boobs. It just means that you have more meat on your bones. You're not necessarily like runway model skinny, which there's nothing wrong with being runway model skinny either. But yeah, I think at least that's my assumption as to what it means.